Welcome back to the final episode of YPod. It is the 6th of June. It is the YMCA's 170th birthday, and it is also the World Challenge 2014. Welcome. I am your host, Adi Davis, joined once again by Mr. 60 Seconds, Gareth. How are you doing, Gareth?
I'm very good, Adrian. Happy World Challenge Day.
Thank you very much, sir. Happy World Challenge Day to you also. And double celebration, like I said, 170 years since the YMCA was formed down in London, England. Wonderful, absolutely wonderful.
Absolutely.
We have got all the regular items that the podcast usually has, so we will still have an interview and stuff like that. But we're also going to be giving you little bits and pieces you can do today to get involved in the World Challenge. You might be sat at home, you might be in the office, you might be off anywhere, but in this modern age of technology, there's no reason why you can't be involved in the World Challenge. Would you say that's correct, Gareth?
No, absolutely. The World Challenge is all around us today, all around us.
And I believe that the World Challenge started yesterday for some countries because, as Gareth pointed out, it's a 48-hour challenge, so it kicked off in New Zealand and it will spread right away across the globe. So, even if you're thinking, the end of the challenge is coming for me, remember there's still people partying, celebrating, standing up for youth. So just enjoy this and soak in the social media wave that is coming.
Yeah, I expect it to be very huge. I've already seen a lot of the stuff that's been going on in the Far East to myself, and I look forward to seeing what happens in the Americas later on.
Great stuff. And just quickly, Gareth, is there anything that people can do in terms of a unified message going forward?
Yes, well, as we've been talking about for the last few weeks, the World Challenge is a celebration of the 170 years of YMCA work around the world. And all different YMCAs will be doing different events and, different things to celebrate us as a movement. But everybody is trying to get as many names, as many signatures on the declaration to stand for you. So wherever you are in the world, whatever you're doing, and it's going to be fun to see it all, remember, it's all about the declaration. It's all about standing for youth.
Wonderful. And I've not actually managed to sign the declaration just yet, Gareth. I don't have a pen or a spare declaration form. So does that mean I'm not going to be able to get my details down?
No, absolutely not. One way this year that you can sign the declaration is by going onto the internet, going to challenge.ymca.int and sign the declaration there. That's actually where I've signed the declaration. I haven't scrolled my name on a piece of paper. I've actually signed it online. Save the paper, save the earth.
So I guess that message is really good, especially for people who are either in a place where the YMCA is not involved in the World Challenge, or where they're on a project, or they're involved in a town where they've maybe not seen it advertised as much. If you're listening to this, get online and sign it online. Don't wait for somebody to come up to you and hand you a declaration form and a pen. There's no excuse for you not to sign up. I don't want to hear about printing costs. I don't want to hear about lack of pens. I don't want to hear about lack of a coordinator. Get onto that website and jot down your name and sign the digital declaration. Great advice, that, Gaz.
Yeah, it's not too difficult. I think all I had to put on was my forename, my surname, I think the town I lived in, the country I lived in, and that was it.
Do we have, just again for the listeners, do we have that website again for them, Gaz?
Absolutely. Everything, including the declaration signing, is on challenge.ymca.int. And while you're there, /green, so challenge.ymca.int/green, and you can hear about the RGE's attempt to try and make this World Challenge greener, by asking and, getting some YMCAs to get involved in green activities like litter picking, recycling, providing vegetarian meals, all to promote a greener YMCA and, a greener world.
Wonderful. That sounds fantastic. So check out the Green Challenge, or the promotion of making your challenge greener from the World Alliance's RGE team, and also the digital declaration. Absolutely wonderful. Great start to the podcast. Great plugs. But just to take a break from World Challenge stuff, guys, because we also have some other features to put in. This does not excuse you from 60-second movement this week.
No. No, I have prepared one.
And just remind me, who were we speaking about this week?
I've just decided to pick my own.
That's fair enough, and I guess with the current form over the last 5 weeks, maybe this would be the week you managed to get it since you picked your own movement.
Yeah, I really have no excuse this week, do I? I will be talking about YMCA Brazil.
Wonderful. And your time starts now.
YMCA Brazil, founded in 1893 in Rio de Janeiro, formed as a national association in 1903 and became a full member of the World Alliance in 1905. At late, they have a huge focus on sports and leisure activities with basketball, futsal, handball, volleyball, badminton and tennis being very popular, as well as running gyms, aquatics, gymnastics and other fitness programs, including Pilates and martial arts. They also have a very proud history and work on the international exchanges, offering young people the chance to learn English with the YMCAs in Montreal, in London, as well as in Australia and New Zealand. There are a lot of works on youth camps in other South American countries, the USA, as well as in Europe. You can like them on Facebook at Frenacos ACMS, and the website is www.ymca.org.br. I thank you.
Wow, with 2 seconds to spare.
Oh! Wipes the sweat off his brow.
Congratulations. And I do know that a lot of people who messaged, tweeted in, said that this was one of their favourite parts of the whole podcast, the 60-second movement.
I feel proud. I feel proud.
Sir George Williams is smiling down on you right now.
Oh, I miss that beard.
Well done, sir. Very good effort. And that concludes our 60-second movements for the whole series.
Hooray. I don't have to do any more doing that.
No, you don't. If there's anybody who's heard anything from any of the previous episodes of podcast around 60-second movement, please use the hashtag YPod and send us your thoughts, your feelings, anything you want to add. Or if you'd like to be on maybe a future episode with 60-second movements, then please let us know, and we'll see what happens. So Gareth, one other thing I'm looking at here just before we move on is there is a really cool Flickr photo stream up about live photos from the World Challenge today. And it's really cool because there's people from all over the world who are sending in photos that are going up. So I'm attending my event later, and the great thing is I'm just going to put a laptop out with the Flickr account up and just have this stream of photos from all over the world, just to give that dynamic feel and that global feel to our event here. So you can get involved in that by sending your photo in real time to photo@ymca.int. And on the email also add the name of your country, your name, the YMCA's name, and obviously stand for youth in the subject line, and join with thousands across the world on this real-time display of photos from the World Challenge. What have you got to say about that, Gareth?
No, I think that's fantastic little initiative that we've got there, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun seeing the photos in real time, appearing on this Flickr stream. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
And you can go to Flickr, and it's flickr.com/photos/YMCA World. So enjoy those photos, get your own sent in, and let's move together. It's very simple. Anything else you want to plug, Gareth, before we move on?
So the World Alliance are also trying to ask a lot of us guys in the YMCA to donate a tweet or a little message on Facebook in an initiative called Thunderclap. And so for those people that don't know what Thunderclap is, which Adrian and I will admit we signed up ourselves a couple of days ago just to see what Thunderclap was. What it is to promote the World Challenge today. We're going to post a link on the description to this podcast, and I think there's a deadline until next week.
Great. So get involved in the Thunderclap, and let's get this unified message out. It'll take you 2 seconds, and we'll see when that big viral message goes from all the YMCAs. But it won't go unless you send your message in and you sign up. and you can find the link for the Thunderclap in the description to this podcast.
Well, as Adrian said, we'll be continuing with the same features that we are well known for. And so today we've got my story from Jack in England, and we have an interview with Janice from YMCA Canada. And all that is coming up after this.
I'm Masha from Russia. You're listening to YPod.
Okay, so today I am joined by Janice from YMCA Canada. Janice, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Hope you're well today.
I am indeed enjoying winter, but, well, not really, but hoping spring's around the corner.
Wonderful. And I've invited you on today, but just before we get to that, just want to tell the viewers how we met. I met you last year at the YMCA Prague Festival, and I pretty much just came up to you and asked you for your pin badge, and you were so kind that you gave it to me, and it's formed a central piece to my collection, so thank you very much. I just want the movement to know about your kindness.
You're welcome. I was happy to do that.
Great stuff. So you're involved in a project in Canada?
The Young Leaders Initiative.
And I'm presuming it's for young leaders, but can you tell me a bit more about it and how people get chosen for that, or what are the age of people involved, or what's its mission?
Sure. The Young Leaders Initiative, it's for young leaders between the age of 19 and 30, and anybody who's part of a YMCA association, staff or volunteer, could be selected at their association to attend the Young Leaders Forum, which we hold in conjunction with YMCA Canada's yearly AGM in Toronto.
Great stuff. So how many young leaders are there?
Each year, we typically average about 60 volunteers and staff young leaders that come.
Wow. And does the project last 1 year, or is it kind of a rolling project?
It's kind of a rolling project. We started in 2010, so it was before my time. It was just kind of a gathering of young leaders, and they really wanted to make something more of it than just a gathering once a year. So the following year, they held their first forum, and it's an opportunity to talk about what are youth facing across the country, what are things that we want to focus on in developing young leaders in our associations across the country.
Wow, fantastic. And do you have any success stories from the project? Has anyone gone on to be CEOs or board members, or?
We do have young leaders who are board members. I'm one of them, actually, and I know of at least 2 others who are board members, and quite a few of our young leaders do hold senior management positions as well within the organizations. No CEOs yet, but I know there are certainly quite a few who are on track, I think, one of these days to be CEOs, and they do aspire to do that.
Wonderful. So the average age of people involved is what, under 30, around 20?
Yep. Yeah, I would say probably 24, 25 would be the average, but we've had people who just turned 19, and I'm 30, so, we're the full range. Our YMCA is very youth focused. Within the Young Leaders Initiative, we've been focusing on several areas, and it's around capacity building, youth engagement, and, there are several young leaders who are senior directors within different departments of YMCAs. Our Y is very supportive, and actually last year at the YMCA AGM 2013, they passed a new bylaw into effect that actually will have a young leader as part of the delegate that goes to National Council. So in Canada, our YMCA Canada is a federation made up of associations from across Canada. And each association has a delegation that attends the National Council of YMCA Canada. It's typically the CEO and the board chair. Sometimes they can be replaced by senior management or another board member. But typically it's the CEO and the board chair. And now as part of that delegation, the young leader is there as part of their delegation and will vote with their delegation on National Council matters.
That sounds really taking into account the young leaders in Canada.
Yeah, and part of the Young Leaders Initiative is to make sure that we have a youth voice within our YMCA's. So we actually did a workshop across the country last year called Just Tell Us. And the young leaders went out into their associations and facilitated this workshop with their youth, because really that's our constituency. And we asked them, what matters to you? And we had focused on looking at bullying, access to education, access to employment, civic engagement. I can't remember all the issues, but we did have them there. And then based on what the youth told us, we brought it back to last year's Young Leaders Forum, and we had a discussion around, this is what youth are telling us. How do we want to, implement that into programmings, and how do we make sure that that voice is heard, and what the issues are that youth are facing, and how do we deal with what they're facing?
Fantastic. So there is there a bit of crossover between the change agents and the young leaders, or?
Well, all the change agents are young leaders, and we're all part of the Young Leaders Initiative. It is somewhat separate, of course, because all the Canadian YMCA change agents are taking on a project to do within their local association as part of being a change agent. So we had to submit a proposal to YMCA Canada about what we wanted to do. And some change agents are going to be creating young leader forums or youth advisory committees. One person is creating a global youth cafe. Some are working in philanthropy or leadership development. I'm actually going to be running a human rights workshop for youth. And at the end of it, I'm tying it into the YMCA World Challenge on June 6th, where we're going to create a human rights graffiti wall.
That sounds incredible. Absolutely incredible.
Yeah. So, so the change agents are part of the initiative, but we do also have projects outside of the initiative that we're doing as well.
And is there any projects that is kind of all of the, apart from obviously the consultation type projects, is there anything else that is kind of all the Canadian change agents, anything globally or mission or anything like that?
I know some of our change agents have attended different conferences and stuff internationally. I believe Selena actually went to Poland to do a leadership conference back in the fall. We're starting to prepare for World Council now, so we'll be doing some training, getting together again at the AGM. The Young Leaders Initiative has an advisory committee made up of young leaders from across the country, and we make sure that we represent big and small YMCAs, the rural, the urban, francophone, and anglophone, as well as volunteers, staff, and we make sure we have a real mix of diversity on our advisory committee, and we're busy planning for the next forum.
Wonderful. I guess for anybody listening who kind of wants to know a bit more, is there any kind of, you got a website or any kind of social media links that people can have a look at?
Yeah, if you go on Facebook, we have a YMCA Young Leaders Facebook page.
Wonderful. It sounds like an absolutely fantastic model, and one that that sounds very easy to replicate for any other countries listening. I think you're doing a fantastic job in Canada.
Oh, thank you. Well, we love what we do, and I have to say our YMCAs are very supportive of the youth voice and youth empowerment.
Fantastic. Just before we finish, Janice, have you got a message for people listening? Obviously, everybody all over the world, I hope, is listening to this. I've asked everybody else for messages. Is there a message from yourself and the YMCA of Canada?
I think it's that, we can make a change in the world, and, it can start at the local level. And if you're committed and you want to make a change, there are other people out there who want to do that as well. And once someone starts to address something, other people usually jump on board. So don't ever lose hope in that. And, we can make a change around the world.
Fantastic. Thank you very much for joining me today, Janice.
Thank you, Addie. I'm glad to chat with you again. It's been a while.
Yeah, and I'll see you in Colorado.
Yes, I can't wait.
Okay, take care.
You too. See you.
Hello there, my name is Jack, and I'm currently working as a key support worker at YMCA Black Country, which is part of the English YMCA movement. I also am currently an international change agent for the World Alliance of YMCAs. I would just like to tell you a little bit about my story. My journey began in the YMCA around 4 years ago. There was a family breakdown, as well as the local authority making it very difficult for me to live at home. Initially, I was aware that when I turned 18 and finished college, my mum would lose her benefits if I stayed at home. So the plan was to attend university. I applied for a beautiful university in the north and was accepted. However, When it came to it, I struggled with the concept of moving away due to leaving my mum and sister, who were the only close family I had. I sofa surfed for a while, going from friends to friends, struggling with depression and desperation to cure the relationship with my mum. And suddenly, having no responsibility was odd. Being used to education all my life, to suddenly have nothing to do was torture. After a while, the sofas ran out, and I felt my relationships with friends breaking down also. I just felt alone. I was unaware of what benefits I was entitled to, so I went to the local authority for advice. They were very unhelpful, being sent from one place to the next, given the same dismal answer that being 18 there was nothing that could be done for me other than to move into a hostel. The thought of moving into a hostel daunted me. You hear about what goes on in hostels: hardcore drugs, crime, and antisocial behaviour, etc. I felt like I was hitting a brick wall until someone suggested the YMCA. I had briefly heard of it, however was apprehensive to walk past, let alone go there to seek help. The YMCA was the best thing that happened to me during that time, and the future that came afterwards. From first moving into housing, I recognised the sense of family which I had craved all these months. I was in awe by the work the support and participation staff did with young people, and when I saw the buzz through the building I was eager to get stuck in straight away. My second or third day I was asked to go to a theme park with some staff and residents to help build a relationship with the other young people. This was the first time the YMCA invited me into its safe environment where I was given space to develop. From then on, I formed a close relationship with the participation team, engaging and assisting and volunteering. Day after day my passion grew and grew until I attended regional and national events, in which I was amazed by the scale of the YMCA and the work it does. In this process, the YMCA let me meet other people in the same situation as me, and it also gave me new opportunities to grow. Because of this, I was transformed, and it helped me realise how I can create positive change and give back. I went up and up from there. Locally, I became part of the team, volunteering in projects and having active roles. Regionally, I became involved in a project raising awareness of HIV and AIDS, which involved going around England delivering workshops to various YMCAs, as well as designing and producing a resource pack to encourage other YMCAs to train young people to deliver the same workshop. I was gaining more and more skills until I became confident enough to run projects on my own at the YMCA. I was regularly involved from a local scale to a national scale. When I moved out of the YMCA, I secured a full-time job. However, this didn't stop me from using all of my holiday to take part and assist in various YMCA activities. I was hooked. So to my ultimate delight, a post became available in the youth engagement team at my local YMCA, which I was successful in. Finally, I was able to help and engage young people like I had once been, and I was taught by the best. I did have natural confidence, but the YMCA taught me how to use it in an effective and positive way. The moment I think it became part of my blood, part of my DNA, was when I attended my first international conference. I was absolutely shocked and in awe of not only how huge the YMCA is, but how diverse the work that is done. I was really encouraged when I saw YMCAs helping people all over the world, whether it be with gang crime, poverty, the chance to engage in activities they would not normally have the chance to, global issues, power issues, etc. The people I have met continue to inspire me today, and it is amazing how everyone has their own unique story, which has impacted me and many of the young people I work with. Since then, I have continued to be involved internationally with Roots for Reconciliation, desperate to create positive change. Also, I have and continue to adore being involved with TENTsing. My TENTsing group is like my baby. The reason and passion behind it is so unique, and the international scale and support again is phenomenal. The YMCA has empowered me, and it has let me realise my potential to empower others and to impact my community in this way. I am now in a position where I am very knowledgeable about the YMCA, and I can educate everybody I know about it and the work it does. I'll be a part of the YMCA for life, and I'm connected now, part of the family, And what better way to do this than by encouraging what I do best, youth empowerment. My name's Jack, and that was my story.
Thank you very much, Jack, for your story there. I was touched by it. I truly, profoundly thank you for your sharing your story with us. And that was the last My Story of the series.
No.
Yeah. Yes. The YMCA has run out of stories to tell. I'm joking. So we're now going to move on to the final Ask the Movement of this series. So I'm hoping it's going to be good. As always, remember you can answer the questions yourself using the YPod hashtag on social media. And Adrian, tell me it's a good one.
It is a good one.
Great.
What motto or slogan do you best think? Do you think best fits the YMCA?
Okay, I just want to quickly check. Is there any answers that are going to throw you into talking about other body parts of yours?
I think I should apologise for last week's outburst. I'll try and keep on topic.
Right. Okay. Fair enough.
Okay. So we had committed to you.
Good.
Never give up. We will rock you. More than just a song.
Yay! I'm sure I used that line, didn't I?
I'm sure you've seen it on a t-shirt somewhere.
Maybe.
Let's focus on people.
Right.
If Carlsberg did global movements, it's quite a good one.
I'm guessing it's going to be probably the best one in the world.
We, again, lots more people put, we are more than just a song, Someone put, never alone, never bored, always changing our communities.
I like that one. That's good.
Somebody went for, it's fun to stay at the YMCA. Thank you, very original.
Yeah, I'm sure that's the song.
Everybody is welcome.
Yes.
Diversity is fun.
Mm.
Where there's a will, there's a way. Somebody from
Good cliche there.
a difficult YMCA, perhaps. Young minds can achieve. You see what they did there? Young minds can achieve.
It's an acronym. Very good.
You must come again.
Again, I sense that's another acronym of the YMCA.
I like this one. Yep, we're still here. Just brilliant.
Nearly 170 years later.
Yep, we're still here. Stand together, inspire change. We are the first and the best for youth.
I agree.
The YMCA way or our way?
That seems a little bit provocative. It seems our way or no way or the highway, as some would say.
I just kind of like that as the justification for anything you do. Just like,
it's the YMCA way.
Can you just imagine start talking to your local or national CEO like, why did you do this? Because it's the YMCA way. Just like, what could they say to you? Nothing.
Listen, it's the YMCA way. Yeah. What are you going to do about it?
Giving young people the opportunity to belong and have the space to transform into the person they truly are.
Mm-hmm.
The YMCA, all generations working as one.
Like it.
Yeah, it's all right. Yeah, it's all right. Since the Y is an international organisation that has everybody involved in it, regardless of age and race, this best fits embracing and celebrating diversity. That's all right. It's good. The comment of the week, though, Gaz, goes to Together We Are YMCA.
Together We Are YMCA.
I like that.
I think that's a very good point to end on. Thank you very much for those that have submitted an answer. And as always, you can answer on social media using the hashtag YPod. Quick last plug for the World Challenge. Hashtag Stand for Youth. And I think that's us done now for the series. I think there's no more. We would love it if you could make your comments to us on social media using the hashtag YPod. Tell us how you think. Tell us what you think we could add if we was to do another series. If you want us to do another series, Adrian and I are open to doing whatever you guys like. If we get a comment saying please never do another podcast, you would probably get a response back of please just unsubscribe. That's all you need to do. But if anyone is interested in getting involved with this podcast or any other podcast for the YMCA, we implore you to do so. Please do. Adrian, any final for this series comments or thoughts?
It's been a great journey, and it's been great, talking to people, being inspired, finding out what people are up to, hearing different people either plug stuff or talk about their experience, or especially to the guys sharing their stories. I mean, everybody has a story, and that has been inspirational.
Well, a comment that you made a couple of weeks ago around only the four walls that you can see, I've really enjoyed this podcast by the respect that I've been able to look out of the windows of these four walls and see other YMCAs and see other people within our movements, within our sphere. And I only have I only have so many people I talk to out of my 58 million friends. So I've truly appreciated everyone who's made comments, been interviewed, offered their stories, answered the Ask the Movement, and I've hoped you guys have enjoyed it as well. And I'm hoping that your teeth don't get any worse, and that the gaps stay at the consistent level that they are now. I want to thank everybody for listening because I've enjoyed doing it. Adrian?
Yeah, it's been absolutely fantastic.
Cool. I mean, for me, it's the work is a little bit easier than it is for Adrian. Adrian has to do all the editing and all the hard work. So I want to give my personal thank you to Adrian for making all of this podcast happen.
Yeah, and also to Samuel and Romulo at the World Alliance for giving us the space.
Oh, absolutely. So I'm going to say goodbye, Adrian, and I'm not going to say goodbye and enjoy your week because that would imply that we were to never talk again, and I'll probably talk to you in 20 minutes' time. So for everyone listening, thank you very much for listening, and I hope to hear from you soon. Hashtag YPod, remember. Hashtag YPod. See you later, Adrian.
Take care, Gareth. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye, guys.